Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex. I'm your host, Tasha Ray, and I'm so excited to be back for season 5. And just like last season, each episode, we're going to discuss a number of topics regarding love, dating, marriage, money, and more with friends from the show. Sin, Nico, and Mark are returning to join us to kick off season 5. Welcome to the show, guys.
What's that?
Hey there, I'm Cinnamon from Washington, D.C., by way of Portugal.
Mark?
Yep, it's me again. What's happening?
Not it's me again, Cheryl. Nico?
How are you guys? I'm glad to be back. You know, the troublemaker, as Tasha would say.
Well, listen, I can't disagree with you there. Troublemaker. Just like we do it every season, we're going to pull questions from the app, Secrets of the Opposite Sex, which you can download on Google Play and the Apple App Store and play from home. This time, we're going to be discussing the single stigma and overstaying in relationships, which I feel like typically tend to go hand in hand. So the first question I have for the people, how do you know if you should continue to invest in a relationship or if you should just keep it moving?
I think the signs are there pretty early on. I think people ignore the red flags that show up immediately, and they tend to just stick with it. And now you in a situation that you should have left a long time ago. So I feel like if it doesn't work for you, if you guys can't grow, just don't do it. Like, just leave it alone, because then that's somebody else's person and you wasting their time and your time. So just leave it alone.
No, same thing. If you ain't communicating and you ain't growing together, what's the point? I mean, unless you're just there to have fun.
Yes,
yeah, here having a lot of fun these days. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just said I'm saying yes, just
Sometimes in your mind, you paint a picture of someone and of a situation you're in, and you want it to be, so you stick it out because it's like a gamble. You know, you stick it out to see. You know, it's like a parlay. You know, everybody love a parlay. You try to go as far as you can, even with some of the red flags are there. You're like, all right, but if I get past that and I get to the goal, you know, a little setback. You're like, you know, but if I get past that, so you start to stretch it a little bit. Like, I can see past that, and you start to stretch it, and then it's like, okay. Some people know when to get out. Like, you see it right away up front, and you're like, I see that red flag. Because
what's gonna keep you there?
No one's perfect, so we all gonna have a little red flags, but it's just if it's on the top of your list of red flags, you can't deal with. It's real, you know, you draw people cut it short. Like, you know, some stuff, that's not that bad. That's something small. I can get past it. But sometimes some people be head over heel over people. Even the top red flag, people try to put the blinders to. Like, I don't even see it. You know,
now, which ones would you ignore though?
Ignorable red flags. Let's hear this.
That's a good question.
You can give the counter side. You know, if this is this, then I'd probably ignore that. All right, let's say looks are like top tier, like everything as far as like visual, body, the whole nine is just top tier for you.
A bad attitude,
right? Attitude, that's automatic. You ignore it right out the door, right? All right. What if they not funny?
I don't need you to be funny because I'm the funny one. So I don't need you to be funny. I need you to have a sense of humor, though.
So they just as long as they're laughing at your jokes, you're good to go.
Yeah, you gotta have a sense of humor. I don't need you to be the funny person. I'm the funny person. I'm here to tell all the jokes.
I'm with you. Bro, we right here.
Yeah, but I need you to have a sense of humor, though.
Absolutely.
I like to take life too serious. You know, if it's not about my family, my health, and my money, everything else, I feel like have a laugh at it. You know what I mean? Like you take everything too serious. You crack a joke. You got an attitude. You got a face. It was like, all right. No sense of humor. This is definitely not going to go because I like to joke and laugh all the time. But, you know, people that I'm interested in, my friends, family, I'm always about a good laughter. So if you ain't got no sense of humor, it's not going to last long. If I can see that right off the rip, yeah. That's what I have to do.
You got so she bad.
Bad attitude and no sense of humor. Attitude.
So no, we're going to take that off the table. So she got a great attitude. She got a sense of humor, but she got bad hygiene.
Oh,
bad hygiene?
Yeah, like her face is kind of like she ain't real tight, like, you know, it ain't the greatest. All right, what does she got like body odor?
You had to lean into the camera on that one. Bad hygiene.
Hygiene. Gotta, you know what I mean? They out here talking people not washing their feet. You gotta lean in on that. Like, you know what I mean?
They don't wash their legs, they don't wash their feet.
They don't wash their legs.
My man with the no soap and he just using the shower to rinse himself. I'm like, yo,
the rag, you walk in the bathroom, the rag still stiff. I'm like, the water was just running. What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Nah, the hygiene. Oh yeah, that's definitely right out the door. Like, and can't be a follower. I like a person with a mind of their own. So if someone influenced you very well, anything can influence you, your mind and your train of thought, that's a red flag for me.
They're a little childish.
Yeah, and I just like somebody who could think for themselves.
Now, what if they childish?
I could be petty too, so.
I was gonna say he may smash me.
They call me petty.
What they childish in a way, but it's kind of immature.
Depending on what it is, they're immature about. You know, like little stuff. It can't be something life changing where you very childish and immature about. Like, you know, we all have our immature ways about certain things, but it can't be about something that's life changing, very important to your life, and you treat it as, you know, with no importance.
So basically, like a red flag that they can grow from. So it might be a flag, but they can grow.
Right.
Those are the ones that are acceptable.
Right.
I'm with you.
I mean, not to say you can't, you know, grow to learn how to wash yourself, but come on now. We too much adults to still be trying to learn that. Trying to learn that now.
I was just seeing what the boundaries were, that's all.
No, certain things at a certain age, you should have learned already.
Okay, so how young would you go? Don't say an age, how many years younger than you?
Years younger than me? Yeah. Oh, I'm 35. So maybe I'm just throwing out there because
you don't want to give nobody the wrong impression.
Yeah, nah, right. Like, yeah, tell you like this mother. Probably 28.
28.
Okay.
So Mark sound like he got somebody ready for you.
I play matchmaker. No. Don't blame me. Had that happen before. No.
I came across this video and it was just talking about like the 5 questions you should ask yourself if you're uncertain about the current relationship you're in and if you should stay in it. And I thought they were like pretty dead on. The first one was, if someone told you that you're a lot like your partner, would that be a compliment to you? The second one, are you truly fulfilled or just less lonely in this relationship? And third one, are you able to unapologetically be yourself, or do you feel the need to show up differently to please your partner? Fourth one, are you in love with who your partner is right now as a whole person, or are you only in love with their good side, potential, or the idea of them? And the last one,
good one.
Okay.
They heavy. And the last one, would you want your future child to date someone like your partner?
But I feel like if you at that point that you can't answer those questions, then something was internally going on with you that is what you stayed with.
Struggle with.
Yeah, like I don't even feel like if you need those questions and you answer no to those, like what you have to take responsibility for what you did. You had to take responsibility for what you chose and how you choose.
Like what at what stage in the relationship are you? You can't answer all those questions out the gate. You might not even know the person that well.
Personally can. I mean, if I
out the gate, like how long we talking about
picking up on, because there's certain things that are important to me. Certain, like if you're an idiot, like that's like no, right? So you can pretty much determine if someone's an idiot relatively quickly if you're intelligent. You know what I mean? So it's certain aspects that you should just want in a friend, and then that can turn into partnership. But if I'm sitting with someone, like if one of my friends was like, oh, you just like, I'm like, that's my girl. I get it in certain areas, but I can't imagine you not being able to say no to that, and you in a relationship and you didn't know that from the beginning. That's something you got to have a conversation with yourself as to how you stayed in something so long that does not fulfill you in that way. I can't imagine that.
I thought these were like opening questions. Did I miss something? I thought these were the questions you're supposed to ask yourself at the beginning, like once you're like.
They saying they in a relationship, right? If you in a relationship,
how far into the relationship?
If at any stage in your relationship or you're dealing with this person, if you're questioning, if you have any kind of uncertainty, it's saying that this is a good way to kind of figure out if you should just exit.
If one of the questions were, you feel like you have to be a different person when you're with your significant other, what the hell were you doing in the first place?
Right.
Like, if you, who are you with in your mind? You think it
You
makes
can't be
sense,
yourself.
whether it be a friend, yeah, or romantic or anything, and you have to change who you are to be with someone. You have to take responsibility for that. You cannot blame that on the person you're in a relationship with.
Absolutely not.
Oh yeah, were they implying that the other person was to be like the blame for that?
No, there was no blame, but I'm saying I think in some cases people get into these relationships and they may not be the healthiest,
Instead,
because
I
the person who is
changed.
choosing to be in the relationship needs to do their own work independent of a relationship. So if you were the person who approached this situation and you felt like you had to be somebody different at any point in a relationship, that's your fault.
Oh yeah, oh, no doubt.
People out here lying. I mean, the internet is full of frauds and liars. So
I say be yourself up front. Like, all the quirks, all the kinks, be all that up front, so I can see if I can deal with that going forward. Like, don't be a certain way and then down the relationship start to change, the real you start to come out.
Nah, that's not fair. Everybody does that, man.
Be you.
It's natural for you to put your best self forward just because you want to present yourself the best way that how you see yourself. So it's going to take time.
But who you are to the core, like if
yeah, I don't believe that at all.
Person,
no, I'm not saying don't be genuine, but I'm saying, like, no matter who you are, I don't know anybody that doesn't have their public persona that sets when they meet someone or start being in a relationship. You're not just going to be your 100%. And let me take that back. Some people will, but some people will go too far as being like year 2 of a relationship in their comfort level. I'm saying from the beginning, everybody has that part of them that is not going to be super relaxed 100% them. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe not as like open, but like, sometimes people are more slow into opening up. So you're not, you're not just laying it all out, but you still to who you are to the core. Like,
right, you're still a genuine person. I agree. Yeah.
Who you are, like, I'm not that far off. It's like you're not here and then you go suck who you really are, completely left wing. Like,
yeah, no, I'm on that.
180, like you're not even the same person. Like, no, like you got to be close to who you are genuinely until you start to open up and you get comfortable with somebody. You start to be more relaxed, more comfortable, and open up and start to express yourself a little more, maybe. But it can't be that much far off from who you really are. That's how I believe.
Think everybody tends to put their best foot forward in the beginning, like show up as their best selves, and maybe that's not exactly how you show up 6 months later when you get a little comfortable with that person.
I'm a strong believer, and I know that it's not popular opinion. I'm a strong believer that people show up the way they are. It's just if you decide to look at it and evaluate it, people show you who they are. If you paying attention, they'll show you. Like, you can see it. Because even when I see, like, again, I'm at a particular age that, like, me and my girls, we've met the dudes, they broke up with the dudes or ended marriages or whatever. And then in a stage, in some cases, I'm looking like, damn, I feel bad, my male friends and my female friends, I feel bad for the partner that you're no longer with, because you're not even the same person you were when you all came together. But that person hasn't changed. So unfortunately, now this relationship has to end because one of you changed and the other one didn't. And I think that's the part where.
But is change always bad?
No, but it just may be different. It just may be completely different. And this person who was your person just may not be your person anymore. And that's no one's fault. It's just sometimes there's just a growth that happens. One may grow faster than the other, or just not at all. And then now you're at this place that now you're a grown ass adult and you're just not happy in this space anymore. And it wasn't that someone changed on you or whatever. Well, the other person got changed, but so those type of like learning pains, I don't feel like, in growing pains, I don't feel like it's any way to avoid that. But in some cases where I'm seeing like people may now know their worth or, whatever, and now they'll go into a different situation. And I'm like, dang, that's, that person was that way since we were, X years old. So I feel bad because it could be confusing from the other side. Like, well, what did I do differently? And it's like, you didn't do anything differently. I just, I'm different, and so I understand that could be a lot of challenges in relationships. And so I can see someone transitioning all of a sudden to saying, I can't be the person that I want to be if that person is completely different from who you were when you may have started the relationship.
Mark, you look like you deep in thought. What you think about?
I'm just listening.
All right.
No deep thoughts.
All right. So the next question I have, it's a long one. Whew. Have you ever had a moment of self-growth where you realized that staying single was the right choice over getting into a relationship or getting back with an ex?
Hey, some me time.
Value that more than, you know, just being with someone for the sake of being with somebody.
Because I feel like a better version of you can be it could be beneficial to the next situation you get into. So if you're still working on yourself, sometimes getting in a relationship can slow that process down. So trying to jump into a relationship and you're still working on yourself can kind of set you back because you're not done dealing with you. So if you halfway, get into where you need to get to and you jump into a relationship, it can set you back because you don't know what that person is like you about to get into, or even getting back with an ex. Like, I feel like you gotta work on being a better yourself first, and feel like you complete there before you can jump right back into back with an ex, back with someone new, get with someone new. Working on yourself is, and it's not like it happens overnight, one day and you're done, you complete. Because I feel like that's an everyday thing. You have to work on yourself every day. But some of the core things is you got to be more solid and stand for, especially when you're struggling with some of the things.
Yeah, I feel like I've had moments of backsliding. I don't know, because I feel like I have moments, because I feel like single life is interesting at times. And you do have your lonely moments, your lonely days, and you just start questioning, like, was he that bad? Like, maybe I could send him a text message. Like, maybe I can
Or you start texting with the person, you forget why you stopped there, then
they remind you
immediately.
The situation arrives, you be like, that's why I stopped talking to this person.
Exactly.
Like,
you quick, I will say that. Well, don't last long, but yeah.
Like soon it arises, you be like, that's why I stopped talking to them. Yeah.
Exactly.
I get back into this. I knew why I stopped. I forgot, but you just forgot. You just remember. Sometimes you remember the good time. Oh no, they was cool. Yeah. There was a vibe. You're like, and you get back into it. Then it comes up like, that's exactly why I stopped talking. I forgot.
Exactly.
Thanks for reminding me.
Okay. Because they're going to.
It might take 4 or 5 times to remind us though. That's not act like we don't do it, Tasha.
I ain't listening. Those little lonely bouts, that's some real stuff. Like, you just really start thinking about life. Like,
you 0 for 5, Tasha? You 0 for 5? It's kicking your ass.
Okay, because we know dating in New York is a boo-boo. So yeah, sometimes I gotta go back down the roster. Like, did I make? And then I made the right decision. Yeah. Mark, you making the right decision every time? Like,
oh no, I say no go backs.
Yeah, that is your favorite one.
No go backs.
No go backs.
No go backs. What you going back for? You didn't learn the lesson the first time?
No, listen. Sometimes you could have left something on the plate there. You know,
could have left something. Okay, is it worth going back for though?
I mean, it could be if I feel like if it's on your,
you ain't going back but for one thing. You ain't going back but for one thing and one thing only. I'll wait.
Listen, I've gone back one time, and I usually don't go back either too, Mark. But this one time, I felt like I might have been 80% and not 100%, right? I mean, maybe it was me, right? I'm like, maybe it was me. Let me give my 100, because I had to sit back with myself. Like, did I really give 100? In my mind, I felt like even if I would have gave 100, the outcome and the results would have been the same.
Who left who in the relationship?
I feel like it was a mutual part, but I feel like it was more on me, on my side. Like,
you left her.
Yeah, I was already like drifting away from it.
So then when you went back, why didn't it work?
Oh, because what I thought it was the issue was the issue. Like, I know I wasn't tripping, but I had to be sure, right? Because I felt like I left maybe
wrong.
Sit on a table. I'm like, I could have, if I give my 100%, would the outcome be different? So I had to go see.
Okay, so since you didn't give 100% the first time, that's what your shortfall was. And so you went to correct your shortfall, and then you realized you was right anyway. So you didn't.
Yeah, I was right anyway. Because I felt like that 20% wouldn't have made a difference in my eyes, but I had to see. Because if you're not going to give your all, how could you really tell?
I think you can still tell without giving y'all.
I think so too. But, you know, like you said, when you feel
right.
When you feeling something you want to see. Like if you feel like, nah, maybe. But I did feel like without giving the 400, the results would have been the same. But I just wanted to, you know, make sure.
I have a question. What stopped you from giving your 100% the first time?
You start to see certain things, right? And it's like, all right.
No. Before you can give the 100, not after.
Right, because that means you start at 100 and then you dial it back. But you just
I don't know if I'm starting at 100.
Oh,
he never gave us 100%. He never gave 100%.
So you gradually build. You don't.
Well, listen, but
the zero. Still go.
No. The 80 up there. I'm up there.
Oh, you came out the gate off at 80.
Right off the gate. Like, I'm not giving
80 out the bag.
80 out the gate.
Like, I'm just gonna ride this 80 for like.
I'm gonna ride this 80 because the 100 is gonna be like, I
want to overwhelm her.
Not overwhelm her, but
100% would have been a lot.
More.
Most women will probably run from 100%.
No, not overwhelm.
What is considered 100%?
Don't do that.
No.
100%.
No, me being more in a vulnerable space, being all the way 100, right? That put me in the complete vulnerable space. So 80 was a comfortable space where I'm giving a lot, but I'm not being super vulnerable.
Ladies,
I'm just lost. Like, what part of like giving 100% would be like too much or overwhelming? Because I'm just like,
like, isn't it all relative?
Are you vulnerable right off the gate?
You mean you being vulnerable?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So that's what you attributing not like your behavior.
Look, I'm gonna stop because you fumbling yourself right now. You keep stepping over your own words because you were saying earlier about being genuine. Now you saying that you don't.
I am being.
I'm gonna help you.
Me being
you don't want to be vulnerable. That's not being genuine.
No,
you're not being transparent.
Vulnerable. No, being super vulnerable has nothing to mean not being genuine.
That's not how they gonna see it.
What are you giving this numeric value to? Because you made it about you and your vulnerability toward the woman, right, and I guess that is what you're measuring your 80%. But I think when you said you're giving 80%, I assumed you meant like your behavior to the woman. So, but that's not what you mean.
No,
right?
no. But me being vulnerable is my behavior, or me being more expressive, more right. I'm or doing whatever extra that I might need to be doing. I'm still being myself.
Have you ever been with somebody and you came out the gate and you were just vulnerable 100% yourself the whole nine?
No, I'm vulnerable right at the gate. How am I right at the gate? I don't even know you.
You want me to be for a period of time? Maybe you knew them for a period of time before it became romantic. You never had.
But even of knowing somebody and being complete, you have to be comfortable in that space. Yes.
Right. So have you never gone into a relationship and you were going into it
right off the rip?
No, I'm saying you already knew the person.
No, like as in a friendship?
Yeah.
No, still no, because in a relationship space is different than a friendship space. Being vulnerable, it's two different spaces.
I mean, it depends on how you define friendship and what vulnerability is.
Two different spaces.
You got a friend that you would call, quote unquote, to bury a body, right? So somebody that you trust explicitly, you could be like, hey, help me go bury this body, right? That type of person. Like that level of friendship, right?
Okay.
All right. What if it was a female that also carried that level of friendship with you? And then all of a sudden it became romantic. You wouldn't go into that 100%?
I'm burying bodies with you. Sis, what else you need to know?
So you would do it.
Your bodies together.
In that scenario, you'd be 100% vulnerable.
But you having a friendship with somebody, because there's levels of friendship, right? Yeah. So not all friendship is going to be where you're the most vulnerable with all your friends. There's certain friends you share certain things with, and some friends you don't. Right? So even like you get it with somebody you have a friendship with, right? You've never been in that space of being completely vulnerable, and you start to build a relationship on a dating side. As time go on, you open up that door.
let's just
Unless you're out here just running out here, take my heart right off the rip, off the first date.
all right, Nico, no question. So in your mind, what do you feel like you need to see from someone to give your 100%?
Trust, comfortability as time, because time tells it all. If I'm giving it, I'm being very genuine. I'm being myself. I'm giving you my all. I'm taking my time.
Well, you're not giving your all.
I'm not rushing it. I'm not rushing it. So I'm taking my
slow road to 80%. You gonna slow roll somebody like that?
No, you're not, because it's not like, oh my God, it is horrible. It's not like, oh my God, it's not that much big of a difference.
I'm sure people can detect when you're not giving your all. When like I'm sure that plays a role in people not being satisfied with you or the relationship because they know you're not invested.
No.
People you can sense that. You can sense somebody's giving you crumbs, or as opposed to somebody who's showing up like
crumbs
about you.
I was eating crumbs.
Yeah.
If you okay, let's say all right, so you're talking to a woman and she's what you want, but you're not coming in being so vulnerable. But let's say she's looking for the vulnerability to make her comfortable in order for her to be vulnerable. So do you think she should set the stage for vulnerability, or you should?
Somebody got a thought.
Listen, to me, you gotta know who you're dealing with, right?
How would you know if she's not gonna open up to you till she feels safe?
Then you put her in a place where she can feel safe.
But in order to feel safe,
up,
you have to show.
You just can't expect without making somebody feel comfortable in the space. You can, I expect you to be vulnerable if you don't make me feel that I can be vulnerable with you.
Right, but who sets that stage, her or you?
Well, we both want to be vulnerable, right? We both have to. I have to be. Well, we given in the relationship, so is it not the goal to be vulnerable?
But the relationship don't come until after you've been vulnerable. Because if you claiming to be in a relationship with somebody that you haven't been vulnerable with, you just talking to that person. You're not in a relationship.
Everything is layers. Everything is layers.
Right. I'm at the beginning though. I'm not anywhere past at the very beginning.
So right at the beginning,
you just met. You just met. All right, but you've known this person, let's say, for a couple of months. All right, and now you're taking it to the next level. You talking, you being
in a couple of months.
It's been a couple of months.
We're not. What level are you talking about? A couple of months.
No, I'm saying this is at the beginning. I know. That's why I'm just trying to get a baseline. If you start at the beginning, you've known her for a few months, and now it's been another 3 months that you've been talking. You kind of been going on a few days here and there, what have you, getting to know each other. At what point do you feel like, what's she going to do to make you feel comfortable, and what would you do to make her feel comfortable in order to open up to get the level of openness where you could be 100%?
Well, it's no pinpoint. It depends on who the individual is. Some people feel reserved around somebody, like just by hearing her talk, hearing her speak, like, nah, I wouldn't open up to this person. So it depends on the person's aura. You know, I can't pinpoint it like, okay, yeah, if she does this. You ever been around somebody, like people, like I have friends that come and be and comfortable, open it up, telling it all, like, damn, like I feel comfortable expressing how I feel and being open. And another friend, it won't feel the same. So sometimes it could just be the individual and their aura and who they are, how they present themselves, that can make you feel comfortable. And not everybody does that right off the rip. Sometimes you don't see that in somebody.
Yeah, but I meant more so the person you were pursuing. But
you have to know that person. But I feel like you can't see that in 2 months. All the way come.
Your question. So we're gonna go to the next one. Wow. The next question. Where do you draw the line between being able to compromise in a relationship and sacrificing your happiness?
Like if you're saying compromise, like your partner is asking for you to do things that like will make you a better person or personal development, you're not like, then of course, all right. But if you may not be happy going through the process, like let's say maybe I gained too much weight and my partner is helping me, you know, I'm not happy about working out, but he's trying to do something to help me be a better person, then just rock with it. But if it's to the point where it's toxic to you just in general, like the person's not like helping you or not helping the relationship get better, and you guys, you know, get goals and meet goals and that type of thing, then I think that's different. But your happiness, that's important, but you also, growth is important as well.
I compromise on day-to-day things like living and, moving through life together. But whatever your boundaries are for self, I don't feel like you should compromise those at all. And so if you see it going wrong in the beginning, you can address it. And if it keeps going in the wrong direction, then you take yourself out the equation.
Are there certain areas or aspects that you're not willing to compromise because of your happiness? Like it's just something you're not willing to sacrifice or budge on because this is my happy bubble. And if you mess with me, what are your hard this is my happy bubble. Don't mess with that.
I mean, if you can't communicate with me, if you can't come to a level of understanding, if you don't know how to check your, if you like, if everything brings you to a level of anger, like you can't see that it's a conversation between two people, you're in a safe space, and you can even talk and express yourself. Just don't be disrespectful. If you just can't communicate, we're not going anywhere. If you can't grow, if you're not building for a future, if you're just content on being right where you are and you don't want anything out of life, then we're not going to work. If you don't want to have a good time, if you're not about having fun, we're not going to work. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things that are I'm not going to compromise on. You got to, but I would know those things about you before I even got past the point of saying let's go and spend time together and get to know each other.
Facts.
I don't think anybody should sacrifice their journey in life, like whatever that might be. I feel like just because we're coming together shouldn't bring you sacrifice your journey in life. I think we both separate individuals, and we both have our goals and aspirations. Like it shouldn't be where, oh, for being me, like I have friends that's been in relationships where she was a singer, going through college or whatever. She got with somebody, and they're like, oh, now don't be a singer like that. You wasting your time. You stop your journey in life because you want to make this person happy. I'm like, I can never sacrifice that. Like, if you know what I know what your goal is, like, babe, I'm going to college or whatever the case may be, my whatever career you want to get into. If I'm here for you, I ain't babe here. I'm here. Do your thing. Like, my love is not going to change for you. Do your thing, because I got what I'm going on go over here too as well.
I don't want you to sacrifice your goal either.
No, definitely not my goal. That's what I'm saying. Like,
sacrifice for me either, like, because you want.
That's what I mean. Don't sacrifice your goals in life for me. Like, man, I'm here for you. Like, do your thing. Like, I got your back. Like, because if I really want what's best for you, because I feel like a lot of people say they want what's best for you until it's time, until you start doing what's best for you, and then it's like, oh, what about me? But if you want what's best for me, you let me do my thing because you knew going there. Because if we had these conversations, you know, like, okay, babe, I'm working on this. Oh, baby, you working on that? Okay, I got your back. Oh, you're not gonna give me. You can't give me so much time because you focusing on that goal. All right, cool. Like when you do, I'm here.
So what if it's in a situation like, with a lot of people who've been married, 10, 15, 20 years, like I said, like people change and grow and do all these other things. So if someone that wasn't their goal, let's say 10 years ago, and now it's their goal on year 17, do you still rock with it and stay in the marriage and stay in the relationship?
Because my love diminishes or goes away because you got a new goal in life?
No, I think it's a little deeper than that, especially when because a person, like, I think especially with people who've been together for a long time or who met when they were really, really young, who you are changes. I mean, who you are at 20 is not the same person you are at 30. Who you are at 30 is not the same person you're going to be at 40. But of course, the older you get, it's less of a drastic change. And then it's just, it's important to like understand that when you're in a relationship with someone for so long that they're going to go through these changes and these things that they want, these goals, and it may not be something that you were interested in at all. And I see that for some of my friends who've been, married forever, and it's like that seems to be a point of contention in the relationship.
They start a new journey and their partner is not.
I mean, it could be so many things, whether in this stage in their life they want to start a business and the other partner may not be as supportive, or maybe they want to go back to school now that the kid, there's just so much that that changes in life, and that your partner can change and want different things, and then it may make the other person unhappy, and then you have to kind of think what does that look like? I don't have the answers because I was just curious.
I think a lot of that comes from lack of communication, though. Because if you're really being communicative with your partner and you're talking about the things that are going on in your mind, so it's not going to come up as a surprise to them. You got dreams and goals. You having like, I don't know, weekly, daily, whatever, however you communicate, but you're expressing, so it's not going to come up as a surprise. But if you're sitting around and you're holding all your thoughts and your hopes and ambitions in your head, well, as a man, I can't even receive that from you and help to make it grow. Just like as a woman, you can't receive it from me and then help me make it grow. So,
well, I don't think it's circumstances that they were holding it to themselves. It's just the person moved into a whole different person, not like completely different, but like the goals you may have had at 20 are not going to be the goals you have at 35 and 40. They just not.
I was gonna say, but you would see that. I mean, that would be obvious. It wouldn't be a surprise.
I'm gonna tell you, just for me, the goals that I have now are not the goals I had even 3 years ago. You know what I mean?
If you were in a relationship 3 years ago to this day to today, and all the things that you were talking about 3 years ago,
your partner would know.
About 6 months in, you talked about, and then all of a sudden there's this shift where it's like all of a sudden you adding in new topics. That person is going to.
I agree. I do feel like there will be some introductions to new stuff, and then if that stuff is not on something you're interested in, or even interested in your partner participating in, then what does that look like?
You go do like, what you want to do, and that's your quality time for you. Why shouldn't you should be able? Yeah, that's your time. Go do what you want to do. You don't need to be underneath of me, and I don't need to be underneath of you.
I think it takes a strong.
It depends on your partner, though.
To be that way.
But you got to understand your partner, right? Because if this person you're with is someone who needs a lot of attention, that might not fly.
So now going back to the first question, where you're compromising yourself and giving up you in order to please them. So you know who you are in the beginning, but you accept someone that doesn't compliment you, then you're going to end up in a scenario where you're saying it's 3, 4, 5 years later, and now you have this whole shift that you're going in another direction. You didn't have a shift. You were growing, and that your partner should either be growing with you or watching you grow, and they're growing on their own path, but y'all still growing together.
I feel like that. I hope that to happen. Like when we talk about going back to the ex, I went back to my high school sweetheart. So fluctuation is different. Like we're not doing brand new things. We're both well into our 40s, so it's a different dynamic. But as I look at, like, you know, some of my friends who've been married and who are still married, and just where they are in the dynamics of the relationship and just how things have changed, and I'm looking like, you know, could this have been different, or could you stay together? Like, what does it look like? And if, you know, with that change, sometimes the other partner isn't down for the change. Maybe an insecurity will develop that the partner didn't have before because that wasn't her life before. And now it creates, you know, stress and drama in the relationship. So I don't have no answers. I was just, you know, reflecting on some of the situations I know, just like it's so much to the dynamic of people and their growth or lack of growth, how the relationships stay together.
So when you went back, did it work?
Yeah, we together now. I mean, we were 15 when he was my very, 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 very first boyfriend, and we went our separate ways for decades and lived our lives.
Spent the decades later.
Yeah.
Hey, I did it too.
No, I'm just saying, like,
it worked for me though.
Yeah.
Been like decades later, and you still found that person attractive. You found you attractive. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. So I'm happy.
You know, you pray not to fall off. You know. Listen, I was in a club not too long ago, like probably 2-3 years ago, and I see some dudes in there, probably like late 40s, 50s, right? And they got like the pop belly. I'm like, God, come on. I want to get to that age. Don't never let me be the fall off look that bad. You know what I mean? Like when they see me, when my exes see me, like, dang, you still got it. Like, don't let me fall that bad. Hold me down, Lord. I just had a moment in the club, like, nah, God, don't do me like that.
All right, right. You at the age, you better shape up, then, brother.
Right. I hope you.
I got plenty of time.
Let's see. I hope it works out for you.
Baby.
How do you shake off the fear of judgment when ending a relationship?
Judgment from whom?
Exactly.
Right. Who matters?
Next question.
Judgment from whom?
of people, but especially like if you post it on social media and people start inquiring like what happened or
That's your problem. You worried about
that part.
Who does this apply to?
Yeah.
There are people.
I can't relate.
I can't either. Sorry.
I can't relate. I ain't social media. What do they
like? Where they gonna beat me up? Like who? What?
I can't relate to that at all.
I know people that are married that stay in relationships. I'm talking about they look happy as hell on the gram, but sleep in different bedrooms at night. Because, but they just
you said what the problem is.
Fear of everybody.
Validation.
Fear of outside people, like their family judging them.
But they have a different level. Yeah, that's different. If you worry about what the gram or outside people think versus what's
your family. Like, I feel like that's a real concern. Like,
I can't that's what my family thinks. So I just can't think about this question.
What? Yeah, this next question.
Exactly.
This don't apply.
Yeah.
Does this affect? Do you have a personal feeling about this?
Right, Tasha?
Do I?
Yes.
No, but I have friends who I don't want to say like I
don't want to let them down.
I understand the situation.
What do you?
For me, no, but I feel like
why do you?
I feel like everybody in this on this episode has very strong personalities and they're assertive, and when they don't want to be there anymore, they're not there no more. Everybody doesn't process things the same way. Everybody doesn't have strong personality. Some people are submissive. Some people just don't handle conflict and don't want to rock the boat. So they
so you rather
get through daily life, because they don't want to hear the chitter chatter. And
well, how would you help them?
You can just literally stop talking to them. Like you cannot hear chitter chatter by not engaging with these people that you're worried about hearing stuff.
Your family. If you cool with your family. That's your family.
I have no problem cutting off a family member.
How would you help these people, Tasha? What would you do for them?
Right. I guess that's just how you help the people who.
I am not a therapist.
Empathize with those that feel this way because the rest of us seem to be clueless.
I do. Because I understand.
Why? Why do you understand?
Because I understand people are different. And what I mean by that is like different personalities. And this is something that I've had to adjust within myself with how I talk to certain people, because I feel like I have a very strong tone. And sometimes my tone is a little fucked up to some people. Like everybody can't handle being direct. You know what I mean? So I have to soften how I speak to certain people. I have to be mindful because I've had some friends like break down in tears. I'm like, you asked me a question and all I did was
I remember that. And at that point, I was like, if you ask my opinion, no, they didn't cry. They got an attitude because we told them the truth. And you probably remember this in a minute. And if that happens, I don't want to know you no more. Like if I just don't want to know you anymore. I have no desire to know you. Like this is stupid.
I'm still trying to figure out, what do you understand in Tasha? Like what?
Oh boy. I'm understanding that people have different ways of processing when things go wrong. We all, and ourselves sometimes, I know I can speak for myself. I feel like there have been situations that I entertained way longer than I should have, stayed in longer than I should have at certain points in my life. So I understand some people who don't want to cause conflict or know how to handle conflict when things just fall apart. Like they just don't know what to do other than do what they've already been doing. So, and just because they don't want to know what it's like to maybe be ostracized from family members, or what the effect will be on if you have kids, what the effect will be on your finances if they're commingled, what it'll be on your living situation if y'all live together, like what's going to happen, like because things change, like certain events, certain breakups, divorces change people's lives, and it doesn't only affect your life, especially if there are kids involved. It affects other little people. So in that sense, I understand. Now, if you ain't got no kids, child, and you just overstaying for the sake of
I thought that's what we were talking about.
For me to wrap my mind around.
Because I don't give two shits about family validation. What?
I see. Like, God,
I gotta be here. I gotta be unhappy to make them happy. That don't even make sense to me.
Okay.
Like that.
I'm gonna save the next question in, child.
Wait,
I got a question. I ain't even gonna ask it now. Wait.
You want to hear it though? You want to hear it?
Come on, put it up on the screen. Come on.
Okay. No.
You ain't got
it's the next question. The next question is: you're dating someone new that you're interested in, but they're pressuring you to have sex before you're ready. How would you handle that scenario?
This question. This ain't no dude one. This come
on. Stop. Don't force me. Wait, what? No man have ever said that. Like
that's the one you was gonna skip, right?
No.
That seemed like a skippable question.
Well, we do have cinnamon. We do have cinnamon here. Let's be respectful that cinnamon is here.
Right, I'm saying they're going to answer that because
Right, cinnamon, Tasha.
Cinnamon is in a happy relationship. She cannot relate to this. Next.
No, but like she used to be.
I don't think that has to go without saying. Like a grown women still feeling like they can't not if they don't want to. Is that I don't even understand. What?
Well, I can say like the end of last year, I had someone that was pressing me real hard, and it was so uncomfortable because I actually liked that person. Like we were at a place, but it was just kind of like we've been dating for maybe like 3 months. And he felt like, well,
you go,
90 mark. I'm like,
what's up?
91 days. What is going on here? What are we waiting for?
I know everything. Your mother's name, your father's name,
favorite color. Like, come on, sis.
I feel like I was talking myself into liking that person because he was a nice guy. I enjoyed him. I had a good time, but for whatever reason, I was attracted to him physically. But for whatever reason, the sexual feelings did not.
Hold up, Nico. I got
from me. I never wanted to jump his bones.
This is your moment, Nico. This is your moment. Look, and just like he said, why come into it being 100%? If that's how.
Well, we weren't in a relationship. We were just dating. We were still just getting to know each other. But I was still trying to talk myself into like I maybe. Like there's nothing wrong with it.
And you see that?
But when he said that to me, that was the nail in the coffin. That's when I was just like,
what did he say to you?
When he was basically saying like, I feel like, we've been dating for a consistent amount of time. Like, I feel like you want to have sex. Like you should want to do it. And he told me that was kind of like a deal breaker for him, not wanting to be physical. At that point, he was saying like, at this point, you want to get with it or you gonna get lost. Is essentially going with that conversation.
He got the right to that way.
Y'all doing anything? Like kissing?
Yes, we kissed.
Okay. But was it intimate kissing though? Like just a tap kiss? Like see you later.
He got the right to feel that way. You got the right to say no. Like
I'm just saying, you talking about it's been 3 months and he's like, "What's up?" You weren't into it at all.
Let me also say this: it's not like we saw each other every day or every week. So it's not like
that compounds it. That feel like if we talking for 3 months and but you ain't coming around me when we both trying to get that
energy.
I have a job, Mark. That ain't got nothing to do with like seeing this man. Like I was away for work, so
texting.
No, that's bull.
You ain't like him.
If you was into him,
you ain't like him.
This conversation would be totally different.
You ain't like him, Tasha.
You didn't like him because you said you were trying to get to like him.
So I don't blame him. I commend him for waiting 3 months because I'd have been left. I'd have left. If he didn't know you ain't like him,
you would have left Cinnamon waiting 3 months.
And I ain't saying you had
ready. He made me wait 3 months.
It's clear. You did not like him,
guys. Like you just everybody.
No, I'm just saying you didn't like him like that. You did not like him like that.
It's two different things. Like
he was gassing him up. He was wasting his time.
The right to say
we are commodities out here. Damn it, treat us right. We wasting our damn time and our money. Shit. God, that's why.
Listen.
Bullshit now.
Listen, just so we clear, we are not arguing that it is your right, you a woman, is your vagina. That is not what we're implying. We're implying that you already said you weren't necessarily feeling him, but you were trying to do something, make it. So you already didn't feel a certain kind of way, and so you were doing that 70% bullshit. A dude know when a chick ain't feeling him like that.
Facts.
Come on. Come on.
He kept showing up on a date, so
yeah, but you didn't.
He tried to get his return. Shit,
you kept coming on a date.
All them damn dinners.
So come on,
Come on, Tasha.
Okay, Nico, it's your turn. Get back in the hot seat. I don't like this.
Let's see. Oh, she don't like it. Look, she don't like it.
I'm the host.
Like when I'm in the hot seat.
Oh my God. Next question. God.
We are not implying that you after 3 months a girl needs to get up. That's not what I'm implying, at least. I don't know.
But you know you didn't like him.
I'm not implying that. I'm just saying you were very clear how you felt pretty early on, and then so
is it true girls know right off the rip if they want to?
Usually in seconds. All a dude has to do is not fuck it up, which they usually do.
Getting it ain't the problem, it's losing it.
Yeah.
Talk yourself out of it. Women do it too.
That's why you listen
out of it
and shut up.
Basically. Really not that hard.
Yeah. This is some real stuff right there.
So you were just dragging him along, Tasha. We get it.
I wasn't dragging him along. Listen,
you were lonely.
Listen,
and you need some entertainment.
Dragging somebody along, in my mind, is I genuinely have no interest with you, and I know this is going nowhere. If I felt like that, I wouldn't have been wasting my own time going on dates. So I genuinely felt like I genuinely felt like he was a good guy. We had a good time. I was literally trying to figure it out within myself, like, what's not clicking for me? Like, why is this not clicking for me?
But that would be
moments. But there would be moments where we'd be on dates where I would just be like, damn, he is real fine tonight. Like, and I would kind of feel a little.
Yo, if the dude did that same shit, you'd be firing him up. Stop.
I said, being fine. Do you like the guy? Like being fine. Like, oh, he's attractive. You can see someone attractive and not.
But I liked him. I liked him as a person. I enjoyed his company.
I liked him as a person.
Worse and worse. She's just digging the grave. I like him like a person.
I would die if I'm like, do you like me? And the guy's like, I like you as a person.
You didn't like him like that, Tosh. Come on, man.
Yo.
Okay. You're right.
You might want to hit that Homer Simpson on this one. Fade into the bushes.
Baby,
Next question.
Next question.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Woo. Tasha, you toxic, Tasha. You toxic. That is toxic behavior. You know you didn't like him like that.
Oh my God.
You're gonna edit this part out, y'all. Don't worry.
Yes, this ain't gonna make it.
I'm watching back.
You better not. I'm gonna put a retraction shit. Goddamn.
I'm throwing red flags on the video.
I'm gonna watch the whole episode too. Watch me. Matter of fact, how many?
She said, I like him as a person. Wow. That's what's up.
That's rough, yo.
I don't even think I say that about my friends.
And 3 months? 3 months? I like him as a person?
It's wild.
He's a hell of a person. His personality must have been top.
And she only thought he was handsome in spurts. Like
it depended on how the light hit him.
Crazy.
Oh, the way the light hit him in the club and sparkling on his
good today. Crazy.
Oh, you getting good like today. That natural light.
It sounds crazy, but that is really what was happening. There would be moments.
But I bet you this. I bet you he felt every bit of that, and just that whole thing of like, oh, we were talking about earlier, how you still ride with it. I'm sure he felt that. I'm sure he felt that from you, and he just kind of rocked with it. And then it probably
hope you will come along.
I don't know this to be true, but if he didn't feel that way, he probably could have waited longer. But he probably felt.
Yeah,
it was clear how
if she's not giving it up, then she don't rock.
You only liked him as a person.
Exactly, he felt
that, and that is because he. I mean, if a dude really likes you, I'm not going to say all, but it's not on. I mean, it's thought about, but it's not like I'm going to like lead this chick. I'm still going to figure it out. But you were just very like, I'm sure it was clear whether you were conscious of it or not. But that's probably
dragging him on.
So in his defense, it probably wasn't like he was like pressing you for sex. He was probably just
he was pressing me for sex.
No, I'm sure he was
taking a trap into the room.
I also feel like you were probably making him feel a bit insecure because of the energy you were probably unconsciously giving him, and then you not wanting to be intimate with him just continue to feed any type of insecurity he may have had, and then it's like. All right, shorty, how long you
gonna that I can understand. And it's not like that went above my head. I understood that. But I think it was more so how he brought it to me and how he said it. I didn't appreciate that because it just kind of sounded like you fucking or not? Because it's not.
Let me ask you this,
I
Tasha.
don't even know you anymore.
Let's say it's a dude you think he crazy, sexy, chemistry's right. Y'all just met recently, and he come at you on some raw stuff like, "Hey yo," you be like, "No, I can't do this. I'm not like,
I'm a lady."
I am.
Huh?
That's what I am though.
You would like him like that, Tasha.
You just weren't feeling him, and
dragging
that's
him
okay.
too much.
You just weren't feeling him. That's fine.
You wasn't. You was trying to
I
though.
was. I just wasn't feeling
Baby,
that.
you were.
Nah, you wasn't. You was trying to, but you wasn't really feeling him. Let's be honest.
It's okay. You're
I
not
had
a
moments.
bad
I had
person.
moments. Every now and then I had a moment.
It's wild.
Let a dude say he had, oh yeah, I mean, I was talking to Tasha, man, but I ain't trying to give her
Every
none.
now and then she was
Every
cute.
now and then she be sounding looking, she be looking good every now and then though.
Every now and then.
I'd be like, yeah, then I'd be like, nah.
But I like Tasha as a person though. As a person, she's
Oh man, she got great personality, bro. Her personality.
Listen, even when I'm drunk,
I mean, after the club the other night, I was kind of tipsy. I was like, I gotta get up in the morning though. I'll let you later.
Right.
Come on, next question.
Next question. Sorry, Tasha. I know you used to it being me, but sorry, it had to be you.
It's not your day.
Not your day.
Terrible. We're getting into the giving advice. Well, since y'all been giving a lot of advice, so let's give some more advice. So what advice would you give to someone who's rebuilding their self-esteem after leaving a relationship, especially if it was a toxic one?
Stay alone. Stay alone.
Therapy?
Stay alone.
Oh yeah, therapy's cool, but stay alone for a long time.
Stay alone.
Stay alone for half the time of the relationship that you're
in. That's real. Because I feel like a lot of people move on way too fast and then just bring other people into the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
I brought these bags. You want to help me unpack them?
It's usually how it be too.
Work on yourself.
Yeah, you started with that.
You got to start on yourself.
Nico came out the gate with that one.
Oh yeah, right on yourself.
Last season, after every episode, I would get DMs and comments after the episodes would air. I told y'all people been asking me for advice like I'm a therapist. So I thought we would make a new segment called Story Time. This is a DM that I received. And you guys, let's give this person some advice. Okay, so, share the blame. It goes on. So I met this guy on Bumble, first mistake, about 2 months ago. We talked all the time on the phone for a couple weeks before we met up. We went on 2 dates and I thought we clicked. We got along. He planned the dates and took me to places I told him I wanted to go while we were talking on the phone. And he would always pay for things, even if I offered my card. I'm thinking things are going really good when he asked me if I wanted to go on a double date with his best friend and his wife. Of course, I was like, yeah. His best friend has a really nice house and invited us over. It seemed like everyone liked me and I was having fun. His best friend's wife follows me as I go to make a drink and whispers to me, you seem like a dope chick. I think you can do better. My date came over right after and I didn't get to ask her why she said that. I'm like, what the fuck? And the rest of the night, she made it a point not to be around me. So I couldn't ask her about her comment. I really like him, but I wonder if she knows something that I don't. I found our Instagram. Should I just send her a DM?
I just run.
She sound like a hater, boy. Because who does that? Who
exactly. Does who does that? I'd run.
Who does that? Like it might be some other undertone underneath that. Like, cause are you messing with him on the low? Like, why girl? You could do better. Like you don't even know her like that. I can see if you really got to know her. Like, damn, she's a real sweetheart. Girl, don't hurt your heart. You just met her. You already dropping it. See, you seen out about every girl that come around then. Or
why did dude come in here right after the fact?
Or if he really takes what they say for like, yo, how you feel about her? Nah, she a little weird. All right, send her in there for the kill.
For the recon.
Unless you know what I mean, because who does that? Unless he brought her there for them to check out and be like, yo, how do I feel about her? She vibes. She can fit in with us. Nah, get rid of her.
Change the scenario. It's a dude, and the dude come up and tell another dude to roll out.
Okay, what nobody else say. Let me find out. Because your experience with them is different than me and mine, right? Like it's like even in the workplace, you go to if the workplace is chatty, like don't talk to that person. He be this and that. I make my own judgment. I'll take what you said in consideration. Like I'm paying attention to it. But if they don't show me what you told me, and I only see that between y'all two, that ain't got shit to do with me. So I'm gonna find out.
She can always bring it up. She can always ask him. She can ask him all in the question at the same time if she wants.
Oh, why did she say that to? Right.
Hold up. Your wife told me to get the hell away from him. We all here at the same time. Why you say that?
I don't know if she want to cause a scene like that.
I would have caused a scene.
But, I mean,
the wife wanted to be direct. She could be direct.
Ask the dude.
Right. Be direct. She should have. You was there all day. Because did you leave right after that? You could have pulled her to the side after that.
Well, she said dude came over to her right after the fact too.
Yeah.
Was they never alone again?
That kind of, to me, that stuck out because I was just like, did he see them together and feel like what they
she about to spill the beans and let me go get her?
Because the timing felt interesting. But even on the flip side, like, okay, but what, like, she's asking, like, should she DM the girl and ask her? So remember what you said the other night? Like, would y'all go that far, or would y'all just
listen? Continue.
I feel like if the chick didn't want to like divulge any extra stuff, I don't know what DMing her is going to do. If she still want to, try it out with old boy, I think she, because it's a lot of questions. If I just met this dude and he want me to meet his best friend and his wife, to me, I find that bizarre. There is no way in hell I would meet
too soon.
Oh wait, no, they said they was talking for a minute, didn't they?
Yeah,
no. I thought she said it was like
they said dates. She said there's only 2 dates.
I think it was 2 dates, and then they want to go and meet and go on a double date with their best friend.
Yeah, I think that's kind of weird.
Talking about 3 dates or something like that.
They went on 2 dates, but she said they talked for. So it's been 2 months. She said she met him 2 months ago.
I don't know if I'm ever double dating you and my best friend. Probably not. I mean, my chicks never even knew my dudes' names. Like, you know what I mean? So
secretive cinnamon.
We never referred to them by name. So the last thing I'm about to do is go on a double date with
I don't think that's weird. I mean, it's an opportunity for y'all to see each other, how y'all act around other people. It was a group, right? It was like a cookout or something, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's a group setting,
right?
It's a good way to see how they. I have a problem with that.
Me either. Yeah, I've done that a lot. I had somebody pick me up from the airport, and we went out with their mama and their grandma.
Whoa, no.
Yeah, that's bizarre to me. I'm sorry.
Did you like him, at least, Tasha?
That right there.
I liked him because I flew to see him. So
listen, you see the tone of that?
Look how she's smiling and she got going. I flew to him. He didn't fly me out. I flew myself out.
You got flew out.
Did you hear?
I got one more question. Did he clap cheeks?
Your business, sir.
He clapped cheeks. He clapped.
Listen, did you hear the tone on that though?
And was it 90 days?
Like him. She said that with her chest.
Under 90 days too. God damn.
She said that with her chest.
Oh damn.
I'm just saying.
I ain't telling y'all no more of my business. Damn.
You out here taking everybody else's business.
Next question. I believe we helped her out thoroughly enough.
Yes.
I do too. That was very helpful. I hope Sis finds that helpful. So now it's time to turn the tables. So now it's part of the
This episode has been brought to you by Trader Joe's Napa Valley Wine.
By privilege.
Shameless plug. Hennessy is also not officially, but we're trying.
Right. We're working on it,
Right. So now it's the part of the show where we turn the tables and we allow our guests to take the reins and pose a question to the group. So what's on y'all's heart?
So this person that you flew to, Tasha, let's get it. The rest of the group want to know. How did this
frame that box different?
After you met the mother and the grandmother, after picking you up from the flight, did y'all have a good time? How does this relationship go? How deep did this relationship get? Because you met the family already. You met the moms.
A relationship. It didn't even get to a relationship. We were just dating. I didn't know that was the plan. We kind of landed, and he was just like, he said it so matter of fact too, which I thought was odd, but I feel like he has like a quirky personality, so it kind of on brand for him. But
how long did you date for?
I don't know how you call it. I don't know, like a few months or so.
Why you get so high?
Right, because the high pitch and the jitteriness. No, Tasha, she getting hot.
Boy,
She didn't like the other dude. I just want to put that out there. She didn't like
at all. At all. Sip that tea, girl.
She did not like that dude. I'm just saying.
Okay, any questions that don't pertain to my business?
Yours was so fun.
You see her squirm in the seat?
It was fun.
I have one last question. What do y'all prefer? Do you prefer being single, or do you prefer being attached or in some kind of relationship, whatever that relationship looks like? Do you prefer being attached to someone?
Depends on the time. Depends on the time in life.
No, I'm talking to you. I'm asking you today.
No, I'm saying there's been times for me where I preferred being single, and then there's times where I preferred being in a relationship. So I think it's about where you are in your life. I mean, I think a relationship is better. I think marriage is dope, but you just got to have the right person.
I like the relationship thing.
If I had to pick between the two, if I can have a healthy, happy relationship, I'd rather have that than be single.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, I like the single life. Don't get me wrong, but
we over.
Bring it down, Tasha. Don't get me started, Tasha. Don't get me started now.
You got a long way to go, bro.
Long way to go? I ain't got no long way to go. Trust
you
me.
do, Nico. What you do?
Yes, you do.
Let's take a poll. Everybody else, you got a long way to go. You got a long way to go, bro.
Live your lives. I live my life. I ain't got a long way to go. Because
we gonna tell you it's gonna be a hard one.
You would hope. I mean, you would hope you got a long way to go. You don't want to just like.
When I say you got a long way to go, I'm saying you said you love the single life and ain't that bad, but this too shall.
No. I said I like it, but it more because I like to be alone. That's just me.
Nothing wrong with that.
I just like being alone, so I don't really need someone with me all the time. But of course, I like a companionship. I love women, so
I'm saying you got years for the freedom.
Wife, Tasha, have you heard of that? Like they were talking about the hospice wife, how men would end up they'll just get married because they don't work
be old.
Yeah. And they
say because they don't want to do what?
Die soon and need a woman to be.
Don't want to be alone and be dead.
Oh. I heard that term like 2 days ago on the internet. They called them like hospice wives.
That's actually pretty funny though.
That's a shame.
Listen, they both don't want to die alone.
Add that to the passport, boys. You can put something real nice together. We might be able to offer package deals. Hey, this is strictly a service. We can offer some real nice opportunities for people.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it's looking these days. Nobody wants to sit down nowhere. Nobody wants to sit down.
Sit down somewhere, Tasha.
You're diabetic and you need somebody to run you to dialysis.
Okay.
How many people you think out here like on everything? Like you hear like, I mean, obviously they push the narrative on socials, but that doesn't mean that's the actual mindset.
Fact.
But the funniest thing is though, low key, it is the mindset if you really think about it. Because if everybody's taking that shit in every day and they're drinking the tea, like that, I know 20 years ago, 30 years ago, shit was way different. So I feel bad for anybody today that's like 20 to 35. Sorry, man, Nico, you in there, guy. But I would not trade places with you. Not for the age, though. That's what I'm saying, man. It's rough, man. It's rough out here.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, social media does definitely pushes a narrative, and people do bite and feed onto it, and you constantly keep clicking on stuff, and they constantly keep talking about division amongst men and women. You start to, you're trying to pick a side. Oh, I'm on this side, you on that side, and you divide us. So it makes people not, everybody wants to be right. So you start creating that division amongst men and women that's not necessarily needed. So like you said, 20, 30 years ago, that wasn't something that was pushed so hard, but now it's on every every platform, every chance you get, everything you clicking, vibrations is key. It plays a part in a lot of things you constantly keep hearing. It's like music. You keep hearing it. Yeah. You start to take it all in. It's like, okay, maybe it's, and if you go through a bad breakup, you just think like, you know what, maybe I am right. Maybe I need to be single. Maybe I don't need nobody because of situations you might gone through at that moment. And then all you hear on social media, on the news, or whatever the case may be, is helping pushing that narrative. Yeah, nah, you be by yourself. You don't need nobody. Everybody needs somebody. Love one another.
But I feel like today people are just stuck in situations because of convenience, like in relationships of convenience, because
capitalism
life is expensive.
All on that side of the coin.
Are sleeping with women to keep a roof over their head. Don't get it twisted.
Absolutely.
I take my hat off to a dude, get a woman to pay all his bills. Don't laugh now. That's not funny.
There's a lot of women.
They'll take my hat off to him, but it's not funny. Hey, it's terrible. One thing y'all together and y'all, you
okay
life together, y'all building your highs, lows, this. But like if you just out here got a dude and you just straight taking care of him for the last 6-7 years.
Quick question, right, Tosh? I was reading something on like obviously social media where they were talking about a young lady was married, whatever, and her husband was taking care of the household.
Yeah.
And he fell on hard times, hurt himself, but she had reserve money.
I read that joint.
How did you feel? You want to continue it, or everybody heard about this story?
No, I haven't heard it. What happened?
All right, so the guy was taking stay-at-home wife. He's paying all the bills, giving her the money to pay the bills. Like, hey, babe, it's my check, pay the bills. She was putting getaway money, like if something went wrong, side money, right? And she saved about $50,000-$60,000. He winds up hurting his back, and where he had to go out on like IOD or whatever from work. So he wasn't making that much money, but he, after unemployment died, he got another job. He wasn't making that much money. So he's like, oh, baby, we got to like dial it back. And he's hurt. Like he's like really badly hurt. And she held on to the money. Like he's working 2-3 jobs now, trying to make the money he made before. Mind you, she was still taking money. She's like, oh, I wasn't taking 1,000 now. Now I'm taking 300.
She dialed it back.
1,000, but he's working 2-3 jobs, breaking his back, and she still keeps saving. And I'm like, so then I'm like, yo, that is.
Wait, so it was getaway money?
She'll have.
Is he a cheater?
No.
He was a good dude.
She said he was a good, but she had money. Her mother told her to have like rainy day money, but she never digged in that bag when he was lost his job, struggling, breaking his back. He hurt his back, like he legitimately hurt his back.
So do you think that she was always selfish and he just kept rocking with a selfish chick?
No, he didn't know.
Oh, I think he knew he ignored her.
You don't know if someone's selfish.
Probably bad as a motherfucker too.
Yeah, like there are other signs. Like that can't be the first sign that she's moving sneaky or moving funny. They gotta.
You don't just learn somebody's selfish because they don't reach into
but to that extent, like you see this man breaking his back, you still like, nah.
She probably was selfish from the break. If she was a selfish chick from the break, which a lot of selfish people exist in general, I'm not even gonna make it a gender thing. Right. But if somebody's selfish, that's what selfish people do.
Like, we ignored that red flag. He saw signs of it though, for sure.
That's the part.
Take responsibility for the demon you chose.
Okay.
Now, see, it's funny now. I agree with you, and a lot of times you hear that, and men will say, "Well, you picked them."
Right.
So, but it's the truth because usually it's in your face.
I was just saying, like, a lot of times you say that, and women will say, "Oh, no, that's bullshit," because he was trash. Don't be mad at me because you keep picking out the same can.
Hey, I just wanted to bring it because I just thought that was just the most foulest thing. Like, I know
people do foul stuff all the time, but if you pick,
and he was married, it's not like he was hiding the money. He was giving you the money. Hey, babe, pay the bills.
Oops.
There are selfish wives. There are selfish husbands.
But see, now here's the thing. She was wrong, but he accountable. Like, you can't take a blind eye to the finances in your home and just think that one person's supposed to be responsible to run it. You're not even having conversations.
You gotta understand where
we are with the money, knowing how much money you done gave her and what the bills are, and then
it's not adding up.
There's no money in savings. Like, hold up, where's that other money at?
So right. Here's the thing.
bad as shit.
People are still in their like trauma that they may have like with their parents or like, you know what I mean? Like you sometimes like if the mother was abusive to like the father or the man, like it's so much dynamics in relationships that can cause them to be trash to other people. So it's like you gotta take the responsibility of just like trying to pick a good mate and just not being trash back. But if you don't deal with it, whatever demons you got with you just gonna put that in the next relationship. So he could have it's a lot of dudes out here that got toxic relationships with their mother and they don't even know.
Like therapy should be mandatory, yo. You shouldn't even be able to
really
get
should. Like I mean, even dating.
No.
In dating, I remember I'm meeting a substantial amount of men who had been sexually abused as children and didn't know it. They didn't think they were sexually abused because it was a heterosexual situation. And I remember going out on a date with a dude. I don't even know why he brought this up, which is, probably why we never went out again. But he was like, what if I told you I lost my virginity when I was 11 years old? And I grabbed his hand and I said, I would say, I'm sorry that someone hurt you. I'm sorry you were abused. And he wasn't, that's not what he wanted me to say, apparently. But there's, there's a lot of trauma out here in these streets. And if we don't fix it and we still on social media and trying to buy stuff, then relationships are going to continue to be toxic.
But on a therapy tip, make sure you get the right therapist because there's all
therapy.
You got to feel like you had an experience.
No, you got to keep trying to find the right one. It's literally a journey.
In a sense of like some people get the right therapist that just going yes man them to death. Like I'm in therapy thinking they're doing the work, and you just got somebody who's not gonna really hold you accountable. So even though I'm in therapy, don't mean they got the right therapist who's really holding their feet to the fire. Because a lot of them like they get that yes man therapist that's gonna yes them to guess like girl you right, and they feel like they found the right therapist. Like nah, you gotta get a therapist.
The sad part is they'll find the one that's good for them, and they'll leave because they're like, oh, you making me confront my issues, and like, oh, this therapist is some bullshit. I'm out of here. And it's like, no, you dumbass, you need that.
You actually gotta heal. You gotta do work.
Yeah, like if you ain't feeling uncomfortable, why are you going?
Exactly.
It ain't gonna make you feel good. You come out of there like, my life.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, not that therapist that's your best friend and you're laughing and giggling.
Right.
That's you gotta be walking out there like, you son of a bitch, I hate
right.
No, seriously though, that's how it should be. It shouldn't be no PC. I was talking with my friend. She's a therapist, and she was telling me, whatever, like this girl. I'm like, she sounds like she coming there to have a tea time with you, and like, hey girl, look, let's what else is going on. You as a therapist got to really, put a fit to the fire, not be cute with her.
And y'all women need to stop lying to each other too.
Huh? You see what happens?
Our therapists be giving people, women, they need to stop lying to each other too. Stop telling your girl she look good when she don't. Hey, tired of that shit. Sick of y'all being like, girl, oh, you killing them. No, you killing yourself.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that's get that therapy one out of there, I just throw that out there.
Ooh, I wish therapy worked how it's supposed to work because I feel like therapy in New York must not work because the guys that have like, and it's almost like a flex for them to be like, yeah, I've been to therapy or I'm in therapy, but it don't show. It does not show. They acknowledge their issue, but then clear as day, they just are repeating the same cycle. So it's just like
for you to use the tools, work on your life. Like,
yeah, you got to go to therapy, take the bag they give you, go home, and work on the bag. And put that shit together and then start working on yourself.
People think therapy is the answer.
I go to therapy. I've been going to therapy for 20 years and you still fucked up? God damn.
We're making the same decisions.
Well, that does it for this show. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for more content at Secrets of the Opposite Sex on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And download the app on Google Play and Apple App Store to play from home. See you next time. Bye.